Hey guys, it's Edie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you're all doing well. And in today's video, we are going to be doing a massive book unhaul. I've gone through pretty much all the books I own, and even the books I haven't read, I have read, and I've been like, do I really need to keep them, or am I really going to read them? If the answer is no, I've gotten rid of them. I don't have much space in my bedroom for books, so it is very limited. I do have quite a bit of space, but not as much as I'd like. I'd love a whole room just for my books, but that can't happen until I move out. So I've got, I think it might be over 30. I haven't actually counted, but I'll put the number up on the screen now, and it's probably in the title and the thumbnail of this video anyway, but I believe it's over 30. So let's just get straight into the video, because I don't know how long it's going to take me to get through all these books. So let's start with the paperbacks and leave all the special editions till last. So we have got two books here by Elena Armas. I have not read these two, and I just don't think I am going to read them. We have got The Long Game, and we have got the Fiancé Dilemma. These are two books. Also, I'm probably going to be selling a lot of these books on my Vinted, so if I remember, I'm going to tag it in the description below. I don't know when this video is going up, so I don't know how many of these books will still be available at that point. But hopefully some will. If you want to go, you can check them out. Anyway, the next books we have got are some L. Kennedy books. This is like a trilogy, I can never say that word. And they're like summer books. I have read two of them. I think it's these two. I can't remember which order they go in. I've definitely read this one because it's got a crack on the spine, but the other one I didn't read this summer, and I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to really read them, and they're not favourites, so why am I keeping them? We have got Bad Girl Reputation, we have got Good Girls Complex, and we have got The Summer Girl. Next we have got some fantasy books. We have got The Shepherd's King duology by Rachel Gillick, and it's One Dark Window and One Twisted Crown. I just don't think I'm ever really going to read these ones either, because I read The Night of the Moth by Rachel Gillick. It wasn't a favourite. I didn't love it, and I figured out that I'm into a certain type of fantasy, and I don't think these books are the type of fantasy books that I'm into. And we've got another fantasy book. It's Riders of the Lost Heart by Joe Segura, I believe that's how you pronounce it. And I've got this one as special edition as well, and I got it ages ago when I first figured out fairy loot was a thing, well, at least a special edition, and I haven't read it. It's probably been on my TBR for at least 2 years, so I'm like, if I'm not going to read it then, I don't think I'm going to pick it up now. Then we have got the whole Never After series by Emily McIntyre. I read the first one, Hooked, and I absolutely loved it. And then I read the second one, Scarred, hated it. I think I gave it 2 stars. And then I was like, I don't really want to carry on the series, so I'm getting rid of the whole series. And the next book is Wretched, yeah. Then we have got Twisted, we have got Crossed, and we have got Hexed. And like I said, I've read the first 2 in the series, and the other ones I haven't read because I just don't think I don't want to pick them up, to be honest. I don't have that motivation in me to pick them up after I didn't like the second book. The next book is The Baby Dragon Cafe by A.T. Quirish. I read this, if I remember, in a reading vlog near the beginning of the year, and I had high hopes for this one because it has dragons in, and I love dragons, but it just wasn't what it was marketed to be, basically. I thought it was kind of boring, if I'm being honest, and I figured I don't think cozy fantasy is for me personally. Then I've got 2 Colleen Hoover books. It Ends With Us and Ugly Love, and I have read both of these. I read these a long time ago when I first started reading. This was probably one of the first books that I actually read in my adult life, so it kind of got me into reading, so I was kind of holding on for that for nostalgic reasons, but I'm just going to get rid of these 2. I've kept Verity and Reminders of Him and November 9 by Colleen Hoover, if I remember correctly. I can't remember, it's over there, but these are the 2 that I'm getting rid of because I'm never going to reread them, and I loved them at the time, but looking back at it, how my reading taste has changed, I don't think I would love these at this time in my life. So the next books are books that I own 2 copies of. So I'm getting rid of the paperbacks of This Woven Kingdom by Tahara Mafi because I've recently acquired all the hardbacks, and I prefer the hardbacks for fantasy books. So I'm going to get rid of the paperbacks. It does pain me, kind of, even though I haven't read this series. I want to love it. I hope I do really like it, but I don't need the paperbacks and the hardcovers. So I'm going to get rid of the paperbacks, and the first book is This Woven Kingdom. Then we have got These Infinite Fates, and then finally we have got All This Twisted Glory. So now here we have got some, like, I guess you could say, holiday seasonal books. And the first one is a Christmas book. It is the Merry Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone, and I had this last Christmas. I didn't read it, and I read the blurb, and I just don't think I'm going to read it. I think last year this was kind of the book I would like, but this year I don't think I'm going to love it. And then I've also got here The Nightmare Before Christmas by Sarah Raska, I think. And I read this in one of my read or unhaul videos, and I can't remember how far I got. Did I finish it? I can't even remember if I finished it, to be honest. I think I DNF'd it, if I'm being honest. I think I got 20 pages in and I was like, yeah, that's not for me. The next two books are Save Me and Save You by Mona Caiston. And this is basically the books that Maxton Hall, the TV show, was adapted from their books. And in reality, I don't think I'm actually ever going to read them. I got them because I was like, I really want to read it. I love Maxton Hall, but I found out these are YA, I think they are, and I just don't think I'm actually ever going to read them. So I'm getting rid of them because I'm never going to read them. The next book here, we have got The Charlie Method by Elle Kennedy, and this book, I got 2 copies of this somehow because I pre-ordered it, and it got delivered, and then I also somehow got another one sent from somewhere. I got 2 copies, so I'm gonna get rid of the second copy because why am I keeping 2 copies? And I did read this book, and it's not a favourite. It's probably maybe one of my least favourite Elle Kennedy hockey romance books in her hockey romance universe, but it wasn't terrible. The next book is a Tessa Bailey book, and it is My Killer Vacation, and I've had this on my physical TBR for such a long time and I just haven't read it, so why am I keeping it? Then we have got In 5 Years by Rebecca Scarley, and I got this when I went to New York with one of my really good friends. I've been holding on for it for 2 years because we went in September 2023, and I haven't read it, but I've been holding on for it because it's like an American edition of a book. I did get some more American editions while I was there, but I don't think I'm ever going to read this, so I'm going to give it to someone who's going to give it a loving home. The next book is Solitaire by Alice Oseman. I've read all the what they call Heartstopper graphic novels. Are they graphic novels? I think they are. And I've read Nick and Charlie and This Winter, and I have Solitaire, and I just don't think I'm ever going to pick it up because I read all those books when I first started getting into reading and my taste has changed. I'm still going to carry on if there's any more books that come out in that, because is there another Heartstopper book coming out? I feel like there might be, but I just can't, I don't see myself picking this book up, and I've had it on my TBR a long time. Next 2 books are 2 books from a hockey romance series, and we have got Collide and Spiral by Belle Carver, and this is actually the indie edition, and this is the traditionally published one, and I read this one. I didn't particularly like it, so I haven't picked this one up, and I don't see myself picking this one up, so I'm just going to get rid of both of them. The next books are by Laura Bradbury? Why was that such a struggle? And it is The Unlikely Match and Oxford Wild. I've read this one, and I read this when I first started getting into reading, and from what I remember I did really like it because it's like a workplace romance, if I remember. But I haven't picked up this one, and I got them at the exact same time, so I just don't, my reading taste has just changed a lot, and a lot of these books I just have had attachment issues to and I couldn't get rid of, but I've been really like strict with myself, and I'm like, Edie, if you're never going to read them, just get rid of them. The next 2 books are some special edition books by Emily McIntyre, and they are actually the Never After series special editions. It is Hooked and Scarred, and it's the same reason why I'm getting rid of the paperbacks. I do love these, like they're really cool, like sprayed edges. Oh, did I show you upside down? I think, I can't remember, but I love this book but not this one, and I can't keep them. The next books are by Kai Stevens, and they're from the Coastal University series. I read the first one, liked it, haven't picked up the second 2, and I just don't think I am going to pick them up. But the books are Springtide, Fault Line, And then the final book is Ripple Effect. So now we're going to move on to a lot of my special editions or hardback books. So the first one here is Fan Service by Rosie Danan, and this is the Afterlight monthly exclusive. I can't remember what month this is, but I read this and I didn't particularly like it, so I'm getting rid of it because of that. And then we have got The Riders of the Lost Heart by Joe Segura, and exactly the same as the paperback version of this, my reasonings. Then we have got Never by Jessa Hastings. I did try and read this book, but I ended up DNFing this book like 100 pages in because I just couldn't get into it. And I was like, I'm going to come back to this book, but to be honest, I don't think I am, so I'm going to get rid of it. Then we have got a Fairy Loot special edition. We have got When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I have read this book. I didn't really particularly love it. I think I did give it a 3 stars, but I can appreciate it as a good book, but it's just not for me, so I'm finally parting ways with this book because I've read it a long time ago, but I couldn't part ways with this book because this is such like a beautiful special edition, but I need to get rid of it too because I didn't love the book. The next book is a very, very popular book at the moment going around on social media, and it is Alchemized by Su Lin Yu, and I think I got 50 pages in and I was just a bit bored, to be honest, and I don't think it's going to be for me. And if I'm not loving it, why am I gonna like read a 1,000-page book? So I did read this in a reading vlog. It's in my Fairy Loot, like it's a Fairy Loot subscription worth it, so if you want to go see my ramble on about it, you can, but this book is just not for me, and this is the Fairy Loot edition. So the next book is the most recent book in the Afterlight monthly subscription, and it's a Son of the Morning by, I'm gonna butcher that name, but this is the book. And I looked at the blurb of this book, and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna read it, so I'm gonna get rid of it. The next book I've got is The Parent by Casey McQuiston, and this is an Afterlight monthly subscription book as well, and I think this one was one from last year in the summer at some point, and I just still haven't read it, and I don't have any interest in reading it. The next book we've got is a Stephanie Garber book, and it is Alchemy of Secrets. I don't know why that took me so long to process, but this is the Waterstones exclusive, and it's the one that has this naked hardcover, but I've got the Fairy Loot edition, and I like the Fairy Loot edition more, so I'm just going to get rid of my Waterstones exclusive. I haven't read this book, but I don't think it's going to be a favourite because of the things I've heard about it, so I'm just going to get rid of this version. The next books are all the last books that I've got, and all of these ones are from my Alum Crate subscription. I have actually skipped the past 2 months because I've like spoiled myself and looked what the books are, and I just don't like them, and I am thinking about cancelling that subscription because I don't know, I've never really loved any of the books on it. The designs I've never been obsessed with, and since I've had my Fairy Loot subscription as well, I'm like comparing both of them. I know you shouldn't compare, but like the Fairy Loot editions compared to these ones they blow them out the water. So blow them out the water or blow them out the park, I don't know. You probably know what I mean. I don't know which phrasing or wording or whatever, what do you call that? I can't even think. The next books are all going to be Alum Crate special, like monthly subscription books, so I'm just going to rapid fire through them because I haven't read any of these and I don't think I am, so that's why I'm getting rid of them. So the first book here we've got To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods by Molly X Chung, and this is the book. Then we have got Of Jades and Dragons by Amber Chen. Then we have got Until We Shatter by Katie Dillon. The next one is The Last Hour Between Worlds by Melissa Caruso, I think. The next one is The Humming Luck by I'm gonna butcher that name, but this is quite a cool edition, but I'm just not gonna read it, so I need to part ways with it. The next one is The Raven Scholar by Antonin. I'm going to butcher that as well, but this is the book. Then the final book I have got is A Treachery of Swans by A.B. Paul. I'm going to butcher that name as well, but this is the book. This is quite pretty, but I can't just keep the books because they're pretty. I had to go for a minute because my light ran out of charge and it turned pretty dark in this room because it is, even though it's before like, what is the time? It is 10:30 in the morning. It is like so cloudy, there's no sun, so it's really dark in my room. But anyway, I can't remember where I was, but that is all the books I am going to be unhauling today. And like I said, they're going to be on my Vinted, a lot of them. If not, I'm taking some of them to charity shops. So if you want to go check my Vinted out, I am going to remember, Future Easy will remember, she is going to link her Vinted in the description below. You can also find in the description my Goodreads, my Instagram, TikTok. I don't really post on TikTok though anymore. My Amazon wishlist, everything is all in the description below. And if you did like this video, do give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, do subscribe so you can see more videos from me. And I'll see you next time. Bye!